All right, so today we're jumping headfirst into the Midnight Commission. This is a world where, your typical whodunit gets a serious twist. The real question isn't who did it, it's when they did it. And we're going to unpack all of it by looking at one single murder, a crime that seems to completely shatter the laws of time itself. Let's dive in. The story kicks off with this dedication, and it's the perfect way to set the mood, isn't it? It's so cryptic, a little spooky even. It gives you this immediate sense that in this world, peeking into the future isn't just a bad idea, it could literally get you killed. And that idea? That's what brings us to the absolute heart of what we're talking about today. Because the crime we're about to dissect, well, it doesn't just break the law. It seems to break reality as we know it. Okay, so first things first, let's head to the crime scene and just prepare yourself, because every single rule you think you know about a murder investigation, yeah, it's about to get tossed right out the window. So, the first thing the investigators find? 2 bodies. Pretty standard, right? Tragic, of course, but standard. Except, that's where anything remotely standard comes to a screeching halt. Because when they take a closer look, wait for it, they realize both victims are the exact same woman. We're talking same face, same hands, even the same little scar right above her left eye. It makes no sense. And then comes the final piece of this impossible puzzle. One body is a woman in her 50s. The other, it's her, but she's in her 90s. Both dead, in the same room, at the very same time. How is that even possible? Okay, so this really breaks it down. You have the victim, Chiamaka Okafor, age 52, and the second victim, also Chiamaka Okafor, but maybe 90-something years old. The younger one was killed by her future self, who just appeared out of nowhere at midnight and then died 1 minute later. I mean, seriously, how on earth do you even begin to solve a murder where the killer and the victim are the same person, just 40 years apart? To even start to answer that, we have to throw out our rulebook and learn the physics of this world. And it all comes down to one single powerful concept: midnight. I love this quote from the lead investigator, Commissioner Vey. She says, "The first thing you must accept is that your grammar is wrong." And what she's getting at is that our entire understanding of time, that it moves forward, that A causes B, it's just the wrong language. It's completely useless for figuring out crimes like this. See, in this world, midnight isn't just a time on a clock. It's a physical thing that happens. For exactly 60 seconds, the membrane, the wall that separates the past, the present, and the future, it gets super thin. It's like it becomes porous. And during that 1 minute, well, that's when the impossible can and does happen. And that's exactly where the Midnight Commission gets its name. These guys don't deal with your everyday crimes. Nope. Their entire job is to investigate what happens in that one single 60-second window when the normal rules of time just completely fall apart. So, you might be wondering, how did the younger Chiamaka die? There wasn't a mark on her. Well, the cause of death is just as bizarre as everything else. It's called temporal paradox shock. Basically, it's what happens when your brain sees absolute, undeniable proof that your future is over. It just can't handle it. It's like it completely short circuits. And the telltale sign, the forensic proof? A fractured pattern in her irises. She literally saw her own dead body from the future, and the sight of it killed her. Okay, so how in the world do you investigate a crime scene that only really exists for 60 seconds? Well, Commissioner Vey has this brilliant 3-step method. First, she looks for clues in the 17 minutes before midnight, when weird temporal distortions start happening, like shadows without anything casting them. Then, during that 60-second window, she's documenting everything she can. And finally, after midnight, when reality kind of snaps back to normal, she analyzes all the physical evidence that's been left behind. But wait, it gets even crazier. Because it turns out our victim, Chiamaka Okafor, wasn't just some random person caught in the crossfire. Oh, no. She was a major player in this whole hidden temporal world. When they get into her files, they find out she was a specialist in something called temporal provenance. Basically, she authenticated objects that seemed to come from the wrong time. And get this, her last cases involved a mysterious tapestry, a client who claimed to be from the future, and this shadowy figure named Ash. She wrote in her notes that she was close to a discovery that would, and I quote, change everything. And this
This might be the most chilling clue of all. It's from her journal. A few months before she died, she wrote about a dream she had, a dream about what she was going to do. And she couldn't figure out if it was a warning about what was coming for her or if it was a plan that she herself would one day decide to follow through on. Just wow.
So it becomes pretty clear that Chiamaka's murder isn't just about her. It's not an isolated event. It's actually a single move in a much, much bigger game. A secret war being fought between two incredibly powerful, ancient, non-human beings.
On one side of the board, you have Ash, the same Ash from Okafor's files. He's this ancient entity who sees time as something to be repaired, to be protected. He moves people and events around like a grand chess master, trying to patch up the fabric of reality. And on the other side, a being they call the Unraveler. This one wants the opposite. It thrives on chaos. It uses murder and temporal weapons to literally unravel time. So Chiamaka's murder? It wasn't personal. It was a strategic move in their cosmic game.
And believe me, this isn't a new conflict. This has been going on for centuries. We're talking records going back to the 14th century, with an investigator called the Adjudicator documenting one of these beings. Then you've got a commissioner in 1887 who got targeted. Chiamaka Okafor's death is just the latest, most visible battle in a war that's been raging in the shadows for a very, very long time.
So what are they actually fighting for? What are the real stakes here? Well, it's way bigger than one person's life. It's bigger than the entire Midnight Commission.
This whole thing, it's not really a detective story anymore. It's a war story. Ash and the Unraveler, they're not fighting over land or power in the usual sense. They are fighting for the fundamental structure of time itself. One wants to keep the past, present, and future in a neat, orderly line. The other wants to smash it all to pieces.
And it is all about to come to a head. The investigation uncovers a deadline. There are only 17 days left until the winter solstice. And on that night, there's another assassination planned. That event, that's the final battleground. The winner-take-all moment in this war for reality itself. And this is when Commissioner Vey has this incredible realization. She says, I have not yet considered that time itself might be the victim. It completely reframes everything, doesn't it? The crime isn't just a murder that happened in time. The ultimate victim here, the thing being attacked, is the concept of time itself. Which really leaves us with this huge philosophical question. If the very fabric of reality was on the line, what would you choose to protect? Would you fight for the predictable, orderly past that we all know? Or would you fight for the possibility of the future, even if it meant everything descending into chaos? What's the right call?